Watch this video. Watch this. Got the finger.
We're going to win a World Series, but you had to give each other a hall pass. Would you do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, why do
Who
you
does she have to? Who does she have
You
to?
can pick anyone who you want. Who would you pick?
Anyone in the world? My ex-boyfriend?
Oh my god. Oh shit. Who would you pick?
You.
Aw. I'm sorry. Why the ex-boyfriend?
We're gonna fight about this.
Why the ex-boyfriend? He's gone. You can tell me.
He was a good lover.
Okay.
Wow. You guys that come to my comment section coping, severely coping, saying, oh, it ain't all about it is. It starts with attraction and that breaking of the woman. If you're not doing it, you're not getting that woman.
So you want a man to pay all your bills. You want a man to provide your whole entire lifestyle. Okay. Before you wish that, let me tell you what my friend went through. She's with a provider man. Well, she was with a provider man. He paid all the bills. She forgot to cook dinner one time. Buddy kicked her out. She called me. Hey, can I come over and stay with you? I said, oh man, I'm out of town. Like, what about your car? She said, yeah, he paid for that too. I was like, hold on, forget the car. You can just get a hotel. She was like, yeah, I don't have any money. I said, you don't have any money? She said, yeah, I don't work. I haven't worked since I've been with him. And he gives me allowance, but I spent it all. I said, you spent it on what? She said, Lululemon and Chanel. Yeah, she's runs.
I wish I was a man. Men got it so easy, bro. They go outside, make money, cheat on their girl, come home, food's ready, kids put to sleep, shower, then get up the next day and do it all over again. Y'all live the life, fella.
Who's doing this? This is... they cannot see. They only see about 10% of men. Yes, there's about 10% of men doing this. The rest of us, we got it hard. You don't want to do this. I promise you, you don't want to do this. Like, hey, props to y'all for having babies. All of the hormonal things going on, like that looks difficult. I ain't gonna lie. But what you just spoke about, that's only like 10% of men. He's a bad bee. He's a bad bee. I'm not gonna say he's a bad bee. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. Y'all love them bad boys. All right, the bad boys, the handsome bad boys, yeah, they doing this. But I'm telling you, that's a very small percentage. All y'all gotta do is just eat and lay on y'all backs, and y'all winning. I swear. It's really like y'all do all this stuff, makeup and hair and stuff. Y'all ain't gotta do that. It's a game y'all playing with each other. Y'all will still get cracked. No matter what you do, you're gonna get cracked. A man has to, the rest of the 90%, they gotta do so much to crack the average. What you are speaking of is probably the man that you can't get. That's the one you talking about. You talking about like Duke Dennis or somebody like that.
Imagine millions and millions of people watching you get humiliated for content. Christy and Desmond Scott. Now Chris just filed for divorce from Desmond, citing infidelity within their marriage. But they would call their relationship goals. And I'm going to break down for you guys, and I got the receipts to prove it, the video documentation, the social media profiles to show that this is a disaster waiting to happen. Now, my analysis is less on the cheating component. We all know cheating is not right. It's immoral. It's against their vows. I don't think that masculine men should be lying. I think that masculine men should be forthright with what they want. And she does goofy things, and you know, you could just see right there, bumps into him, and he's sitting there looking like, why am I doing this? And him in the background, t-shirt, looking confused, right? Like she didn't look at his photo at all in the selection of this thumbnail right here. But you know, who cares about him? I'm the main character. Keep on going down. you'll see the next time that he's in it, kissing her feet while bending down and over, looking subservient. And I mean, why do photos like this have to reach public eyes? I don't know, besides the branding of positioning her as main character, which many modern women want this branding for themselves.
This is option number 1.
It's a no. You can't even go sit nowhere like that.
What do you mean, babe? We can stand at the bar. You can sit and I can stand at the bar. Why? You're not proud?
Why would I be?
What is it supposed to be like before the accident? I'm in a tornado for real.
I bet you behind closed doors, he don't act like this. But it's a character that has been created that he has to now maintain.
I think you look like a garden that got burnt. It was beautiful. Makes sense?
A garden that got burnt?
It's black flowers. I haven't seen a black flower.
But you know what's the most damaging part of this? When she grabbed his face for attempting to make a joke, looks at him like he's crazy, and then grabs his face
A garden that got burnt?
It's black flowers. I haven't
as he cowers underneath her and she smiles. Young men, listen to me when I say this. This is the type of content that they want. These are the type of relationships that they want of you. This is why I continue to say that the majority of modern women today are not marriageable, because this is their standard. This is their goals. This is what they want you to amount up to. They hate this side of the internet. They hate masculinity or manhood focused content. They hate when I say anything. They hated when a Kevin Samuels would say anything. That's why they love that because through his, it represented their gaining of power.
I will move heaven and earth to take you down in this divorce if this is the you decide to play. You have 1 hour to deposit that money, or I swear to God, Vince, I'm calling the cops and telling them how unsafe I feel around you and how mentally and emotionally you've been and how you pushed me up against the wall in the bathroom my last day in that house, and I had to tell you to get off me 3 times. Do you want to be arrested in front of your kids, Vince? Because that I can make that happen. Watch me.
Damn. Who was that on that recording?
That was Leah, my wife.
Okay. And when did she tell you she was having an affair?
I found out, and she didn't tell me at first. She gave me the divorce papers on a Sunday. I found out on a Tuesday from my brother. And when I asked her, she did tell me she was having an affair. And then by that Saturday, she had moved out.
You know, she's saying you gave her like an hour to get out and all that kind of stuff. Can you explain to the court your side of that story?
Yeah, our account of that is a lot different than the week I got back. Well, I should say, my best friend from Bible school had just taken his life, so I went down to Dallas for the funeral for that. The week I got back, I noticed that Leah was kind of cold to me, and we were getting into small tiffs, but she wasn't talking to me. That Friday, she had told me she wasn't in love with me anymore. And I was completely blindsided. Leah's always had a very high, strong value for marriage and family. And I also didn't know she was having an affair, but I said, well, I want to fight for our marriage. We have a lot to fight for. Do you want to fight for our marriage? And she said, I don't know. At the time, I had a lot of trust in my mother-in-law. So I said, I think it's best then for you to go to your mom's house until you figure out if you want to fight for our marriage. If you will go there, she will ask you, is he cheating on you? And the answers are no. And she'll tell you to come back and we will work this out. And I said, I'm going to go get dinner. I think it'd be best for you to go to your mom's house when I get back. I did not want her to leave permanently. I did not know about the affair. I was trying to just wake her up because this doesn't seem like the person I married. But she did come back Sunday, and then she stayed again until that Saturday, and that's when she left. And that was against my wishes. I didn't want her to leave.
She made it sound like she was running for her life. He was like, if you don't leave in an hour, I'm gonna get you, right?
And going back to the clip where the woman sat up there. Modern women, they're just so stupid. I think the man said, you know, if you were given a hall pass, if you give each other a hall pass, what would you do with it? I think the man ended up saying, well, you know, I would use it on you because I love you. I want to be with you. Modern women, they sit up there, oh, you know, I will go back to my ex-boyfriend. So not only do you say, I'm going to go back to, you don't even say one of these men out here, some celebrity or somebody random that you've seen in a movie or something like that. You say, I really want to go back to my ex. So you've already killed yourself there, relationship wise. And then when your boyfriend is, I hope he's not your boyfriend anymore. When he's walking off, you decide to come back and whisper in the mic, well, you know, because my ex was a good lover. Stupid.
A little story time. I talked to a girl for probably a month and a half, 2 months. Things are going great, right? Beautiful girl. I'm lit, bro. I'm happy about it. When people ask, I'm glad to show, right? And if you know me, it's hard for me to kind of talk to someone that actually likes someone. But, right? I'm cool. We're cool. Everything's going smooth. And then I see they posted a story on Instagram. Let's check it out. Let's see what we're doing. I click it. You're on another dude's shoulders at a rave. And so I'm like, I should say something. I have to say something. I say something. Don't be controlling. We're not even dating. It's not that.
To be fair, she's not in the wrong. She's a single woman. She can do whatever she wants, right? You say that you were talking to her for a month and a half, almost 2 months. You were happy, things were going great. The question is, why didn't you make it official? Like you said, you guys been talking a lot. You know, she makes you happy. She's a really good looking woman. Why not make it official? The problem is you guys don't like commitment. You want a woman to give you all of her time, her energy, her body. Yet you don't want to put any labels on it. No. You know, no boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's just go with the flow. But as soon as you see her with somebody else, it's a problem. Listen, this is really simple. If you don't like commitment, you need to stay single, okay? Stay single.
Never marry a woman who's a big fan of a celebrity. My brother, that's idolatry. It's so sad a guy like him gonna sit there and smile on camera. She's putting you through humiliation ritual and 4K. When you tolerate this type of disrespect, gentlemen, there's no point of return at all. He can't come back from this. He's the same type of guy. She has him thread around her finger. Like, this is insane to even think that she would really post this. And there's probably women in the comments as well, boosting it up, hyping it up. My guy right here is smiling. Just go ahead and sit on the chair right over there in the corner, my brother. Sit in the chair on the corner. These are the same type of women, I'm telling you. She would let whoever this Riley Green guy is, she would let him crack. He could clap. Riley Green could definitely clap these cheeks any day he wants. I'm telling you, bro, these are the type of girls, they're not loyal to you, bro. She's with him 8 out of 10 because he's providing. He looks like a provider. I could tell a provider from afar. He looks like a man that pays all the bills. I know a man that don't go 50-50. That's him right there. That's a 100-0 type of brother. And that's what happens when you go 100-0 with a woman. You got to put her through something, bro, or she going to just put you through something. You don't put her through the ringer, she going to put you through the ringer. It can't be like that. You gotta be, I'm telling you, bro, when it comes to relationships, you got to demand more from women because if not, they're going to shame you. Like, this is literally, he's in the middle of the town at this point, and they're just throwing tomatoes at him. Like, this guy's a jester. He's a clown. This is crazy. But nonetheless, you got to vet early on. Don't let women disrespect you. At the first time of disrespect, you walk away. If you're struggling with your dating psychology, you need more help to guide yourself and to not pick these type of women in the end. I made a special video for you. Click the link in my bio.
Like a man. So you're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding me?
Why don't you want to do that?
What are you talking about? Why don't I want to do that? You know how fucking tiring that is? Have you done that?
I do it every day.
First of all, yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument.
it's a sign of low intelligence. You can lower your voice and speak to me. I'm sitting right here. I can hear you. Your point is invalid, and you sound like the rest of these unwedded women talking about the modern day women right there. I'm going to go to work like you. Do you want me to cook, clean? First of all, if that was the case, so what? Yes, you're going to cook, clean, do this and do that. And guess what? He taking the trash out. He fixing the house. He making sure this. Y'all have different responsibilities and different roles. Now, amongst modern day women, we're equal. We're not. We're both important. We're equally important to the relationship, but we have different duties, functions, and responsibilities. And you yelling, oh, I got to cook, clean, yes, because don't nobody care. But at the same time, my wife don't care if the AC duct needed to be cleaned and it was $300. She won't even know that the man came and went. We have different responsibilities. Just because I can see you cook the food and you can't see me clean the gutters, you don't even care about that stuff, but it still need to be done. Men have different responsibilities. So all this, oh, I cook and I clean, and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But
when
that's
your
what
car
I'm
need an
saying.
oil change, it's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be.
I divorced my high school sweetheart after 5 years of marriage and 4 babies. And I recently started dating. And let me tell you something that I've noticed we do. Myself and several of my friends have gotten out of either marriages or long-term relationships that were either physically, emotionally, verbally toxic. Maybe the partner didn't hold their weight, whatever. I'm not just speaking to my experience. And I've noticed something that we start dating and we meet someone and they're doing the bare minimum and we think it's everything.
This is another narrative that's just getting old. Like, how the does it take you 5 years, but not only 5 years, okay, you're kind of dumb, you're naive, you don't know any better, but 4 children? So he was toxic and all of these things for 5 years, and you still decided to pop out 4 children with him. Like, make that make sense. Like, is it one of those situations where you think that a baby is going to make the relationship better? But then what gets me is you literally tell on yourselves, because then you say you have a bunch of friends that are going through the same thing or have been through the same thing. And what do you think that is? Y'all are in each other's ears talking about how miserable you all are. One person will say, oh, my husband's manipulative. So what does that do? You start to think, oh, maybe my husband is manipulative too. So you start seeing him as a liar, a cheater, doesn't tell the truth, is a horrible person, because all of your friends are also in your ear. But not only that, is your friends, once they become single, will then make you think that the grass is greener on the other side. So you all end up divorced, miserable, and unhappy, supposedly because of a toxic relationship. If it's so toxic, then why did you have 4 children? Why didn't you stop at 1 child? Because you knew long before you had baby 2, 3, and 4 that he was toxic. And then you all get online and talk about the bare minimum this and the bare minimum that, and the dating scene sucks. But what have you actually done to heal yourself other than break up your family and talk on the internet? Like, really? And the funny thing about it is you're going to actually expect somebody else who's not the father of your children to take on 4 kids willingly. Like, what delusional world are y'all living in? And if he has kids of his own, guess what? You end up with like 6 kids. Like, it's just freaking wild to continuously come on the internet and talk about how somebody is when you chose to have 4 children with him. You have friends that are divorced and miserable, and y'all are doing the same, expecting a different result. Okay, bye.
Well, let the church say amen. Listen to what Rick Ross had to say.
See, as a wealthy man, ladies, if you got your career and all that, I'm happy for you, right? And that's cool. But when you tell me, baby, I'm a nurse, I'm a doctor, I'm a surgeon, I got a surgery tomorrow, I'm attaching the kneecap back. Man, fuck kneecap. I need you right now. I need you tonight.
What I heard is that all men want to feel prioritized, and they do not want to compete with any woman and her career, period. a wealthy man, a middle class man, a man that's on a come up to be a wealthy man. He wants to be number one in his woman's life, and he want to make sure that he is prioritized. So whatever he needs, he does not want to hear an excuse that she cannot be off work, she got to go to work in the morning, or she got to do this, because he is showing up and he is providing and he is taking care of her. And that means that he is the career.
I don't want somebody that's going to come around and say, you got your half of the rent this month. No, I don't.
So, well, you were looking for a traditional man, but are you a traditional woman?
Yes.
In what sense?
I feel like
what is traditional woman to you?
Exactly. And see, everybody's definition for words
men got one
varies.
line. Men, we're all pretty much the same. We know exactly what traditional is.
I don't think all men are the same.
Oh, majority of us are.
It depends
pretty
if
much
they
the same.
want to do it or not.
I don't think
if
so.
They're traditional man.
I don't think so, because some people think courting is tricking. So
No.
I don't think.
No. There's courting and there's tricking. They're vastly different. Tricking is a whole thing of its own. Courting is someone that's reciprocating. If I'm courting a woman and I continue courting, she's reciprocating. But give me
transaction.
It's very transactional. There's no type of emotion involved. It's just transactional 100%. Courting is like you feeling me, I'm feeling you. We try to take it somewhere. We try to have kids, family, married. That's the
Chat, do you all agree that is the true
not tricking.
definition? I'd love to see this clip.
And modern women, you'll see, I think it was a woman who, they were, kind of discussing what is a traditional woman. And essentially she said, I'm not going to really be doing all that traditional stuff, but I do want a traditional man. And then, I think it got to the point to where she was like, well, define what a traditional man is. Everybody's definition of a traditional man is different. And both of the men was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And that's what modern women do. That's a little game that they play. That's little stuff that they try to slide in. Oh, well, it is different for every. No, it's not. What y'all like to do, because y'all don't want to hold up your end of the bargain, is you like to say, oh, it's different. It's not the same. Oh man, there's multiple definitions. It's not. And that's how they keep on running men round and round. Oh, it's okay to be a simp. That's how they keep on running men round and round in circles, because of foolishness. You change the definition of things so many times to where people get confused about what the actual meaning is. But men remember.
Can we stop hating on the Simps, please?
A brand new day, but the same old Delulu here in Delulu land, where the love for Simps seems to be international. But before we jump to conclusions, let's hear her out, and maybe we might understand.
Because, to be fair, I love a good simp. I love it.
I don't give a
Who doesn't love reading a lovely comment telling them they're incredible, that they're amazing?
And then guys wonder why most modern women think they are perfect 10s regardless of reality. It's because you got guys out here that's giving out compliments like Oprah giving out Christmas gifts.
They're the most beautiful woman on earth, because I do, and I'm pretty confident most women do.
God damn!
So, Simps, we love you.
Oh, shit! No, the they don't. That's what they want you to believe.
Everybody else, you could take a page out of the Simpy book. Okay? Don't be shy. Don't be shy to be a simp.
Nah, if this ain't some shit, I don't know what is.
Okay? Don't be embarrassed, because, Simps, you have a special place in my heart. Mwah.
And the moral to this story is really simple, guys. If you believe this, you're the exact type of guy she's looking for. But if you're the type of guy that is not going to hit somebody in hopes that they might give you an opportunity, which you ain't never gonna get, show ass taillights and tailpipes.
I don't think date nights can ever get old, but I think so many years down the road, to keep things exciting, I think kids help that in a relationship. I see the point of kids after you've been with someone for so long.
So basically what you just said across the table is, you will get bored of me.
I gotcha.
I'm not gonna get bored of you.
How did you navigate breaking up in front of the world, Nikki?
Well, having 2 public breakups.
Almost 4 years ago,
We made a video about John Cena insisting that Nikki Bella sign an airtight relationship contract. They weren't even married. Nikki was just moving into his house, and John already knew what time it was. 75 pages. You could see the point he was making.
You're right. I should have told you before you packed the first box. I guess the reason I didn't ask you when I asked is because I didn't want to take something so wonderful and immediately get up with something so business. This is what my life is. This is what it's become. You met my family. You think my mom paid for that house herself?
Yeah.
She didn't. My brother lives in that house. Come on. They're expecting a child. My younger brother who's got medical problems, I make sure he's okay. I always tell them I'm a poor brother, but I try the best to be the best provider that I can. I just don't want to ever be in a position where that's in jeopardy.
John Cena.
Oh, that brother good. Hold on. You want to talk about breaking down by the molecules of how a masculine man communicates with a woman to establish order? That is a shining example.
So our settlement is what everyone saw. Yes, I had to give him $200,000.
That's what happens when you're the breadwinner.
The breadwinner. You know, the one thing is our judge, we did private mediation, said at the end of it, this is the first time in all the years I've done this where a woman had to pay a man.
Right.
Now let me tell you the learning lesson. If you ever get married again, promise me you will make them sign a prenup.
And let's be clear, this was a steal. With a net worth of $10 million, a $200,000 payout is getting off easy. Women only understand the value of a prenup when their money is on the line.
It's just so funny is that when women talk about this on their platforms, often they are exalted for the information. Right? Like, meanwhile, on this side of the internet, men saying the exact same thing to men, when it impacts men way more often. I looked out at my comment section and I'm a red pill incel little dick bitch. Why y'all do me like that?
Hey TikTok, I have a confession to make. Over the past few days, multiple news articles have come out. I'm in contact with Vice and New York Post, so more on the way. And before they do, I want to tell you guys the truth. When you see me hanging out overseas with beautiful Colombian or Asian women, people have suspected for a long time that these women are being paid or they're poor and uneducated looking for a come up. And the truth is, she went to Cambridge and she has her own money. Truth is, dating in America is probably the worst place in the world to date as an American man. Some women in the West are taught men ain't and masculinity is toxic. At the same age as some women in other countries are taught the little things you can do to help a man feel heard and respected. Like how boys are taught to open doors or give flowers to women. People need the passport bros to be losers or because then they don't have to wonder why intelligent, successful, genuine men are leaving and having the time of their lives. The truth is, American dating culture has 50% single men, 50% divorce rate, 70% initiated by women. And it's the fault of American women and men. Some of these guys who are now obsessed with body count were pro hot girl summer, pro girl phase because they thought they would get laid more. And when it backfired on them, they switched sides. The truth that none of these articles want to talk about is that almost every man who leaves the American dating scene will come back and report that it is dramatically different and so much better. Finally, Passport Bros was started by the black community, yet the media wants to paint me as the face for it. I don't know if it's because it fits better with their narrative of it being a product of colonialism. I feel really grateful to be embraced by that community early on and seeing all the support in my comments, but they should still give credit where credit is due. I am tired of being misrepresented or misquoted in these articles, so if anyone knows of any good podcasts or somewhere I could do some long form interview or conversation, please let me know or tag them below. Thank you guys for everything. Follow me, I got good shit.
These are 3 signs you're no longer a simp and you becoming a man. Let's get into it. 1, after you smash a baddie, you can forget about her like nothing ever happened, you feel me? Back in the day when I used to hit a baddie, right? I'll text her the next day, good morning, beautiful. How's your day going? When I'm gonna see you again? Nowadays, I hit it and quit it. I ejaculate and evacuate like nothing ever happened, you hear me? 2, you don't see girls from her surface level anymore, right? Nowadays, when I chill with a girl, she could be the baddest thing in the world. But I'm looking at her mannerisms, the way she talk, her goals, the type of people she surrounds herself by, the way she dresses, you know what I'm saying? This is very essential and important, my guy. See, a lot of y'all dating baddies, right? But they bad vibes, bad energy. Yo, my boy, tighten up. 3, when you're single, you talk to multiple girls. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. Back when I was a simp, I'd talk to one girl at a time. But like, hey, are you talking to anybody else? I'd be like, no, love, it's just you. But guys, remember, when a girl asks you, are you dealing with anybody else? Say yes, I'm keeping my options open. The moment you say no, bro, you're turning her off. Now she's thinking like, I'm competing for a spot that nobody want. Come on, you gotta tighten up. Follow me for more advice. You might never see me again.
Or do you feel like you don't want marriage because you don't trust anybody?
Even marriage sound like, do you believe in unicorns and that pigs can die? Like, do you believe in it? What's there to believe in?
That it can be good and and healthy.
Do I believe in Chick-fil-A? Yes, because it's a business. So if you're asking me if I believe in marriage, I guess yes, because it's a business.
It is. That
Do I
too.
want to get into that business? No.
Never.
Never. Unless I become poor and then have to marry for wealth. But then it won't be on love. It'll be on security, which I think a lot of women marry for. They marry for security. They marry because they're stuck in maybe their receptionist job and not going to make enough money to create the family unit that they want. So they have to go and marry a man of wealth and stature so that they can have a 2-income household.
I feel like this narrative is the loud collective, but I don't think it's the majority. Well, I think it's what's most popular on social media.
Well, no, it's because I don't think it's popular at all. I think the popular thing is, as a woman, we need to be married.
No.
99% of women want to be married. That's what you've been.
I do think that.
No.
But I don't think 99% of women will be married. Nor do I think that.
That's like putting the power
and
in
even
men.
more so, I don't think 99% of women, they want to be married because societally we think we're supposed to be.
My point, which is why I am the person trying to share my experience, and I'm so grateful that I was born in the 90s and not earlier, where I now have this microphone, I have a voice, I can fund my own life. Like I've even said the last couple of years, like going to an island, if I want to invite my friends and they ain't got it, I'll fly you in and we get a yacht. And if I go to a store and I like a pair of boots, I can get it. I ain't got to lay on my back for it. Like I love it. Yeah. So like for me, when we talk about marriage, and maybe this comes too, and I know you're going to lean into trauma, but I've been and currently feel like I am in a marriage now. Me and Weezy have been together for almost 10 years, legally binded. And at any point that we felt like we needed to break up, calling lawyers, spending money, figuring out what assets are worth and things like that. And with my other podcast, I did go through a divorce. So much so this took me to court and had the nerve to ask me for money. So I was like, the nerve, all the things I did, and you have the nerve to come and ask, like, try to sue me for money. So this idea that I've been in partnerships that have ended and have had to go through legalities to split what we came together to create. No, who wants to deal with that? And then this idea of how you value yourself from when you were in the relationship to what you get after. And again, the person that you start the business with, the person that you marry is not the person you divorce.
I agree.
And so again, this idea that we're supposed to, this idea of marriage and being with one person, saying vows and being together through thickness and health and all this bull, that person ain't gonna be the same. The person you just said vows with ain't the person that you gonna divorce.
Yeah.
And so this idea of starting over.
And really, once again, modern women are going to tell on themselves. They're going to tell on themselves. Well, I really don't like this man, but I'm going to marry him because he's rich. I'm going to marry him because he's what we consider a provider. Now, these are the women are sitting up here talking about, back in the day, you had a problem. Modern women, they like to tell you, well, our grandmothers and our mothers, they went through so much and they were having so many issues with their husbands beating on them, and we couldn't get a bank account. Well, you can get a bank account now, and you don't have to have a man putting his hands on you. So why are you still over there with a man that has a lot of money? You don't need to be, I don't feel like being a secretary. I'm in this dead-end job. But you can get a career. You can go get a career now. It always comes back down to, I want to be lazy. I don't want to do any work. I see what I see on social media. I see they live in some sort of lifestyle, and I want to be a passenger princess. And I want the man to do all the work. I want him to be my mule.
2 divorces.
Kids?
Yes.
How many kids?
3.
From how many fathers?
2. So I have 2 to my first marriage, and then 1 from a guy I dated in high school.
And then question the 2 divorces. Who initiated them?
I did for both.
Briefly, what was the reason for the first one?
The first one, he was kind of manipulative and controlled.
Really quickly, how was he controlling?
I couldn't spend any money. I had to get permission to spend anything. I didn't work. I stayed at home. I had to cook. I had to clean. If I didn't have dinner ready when he expected it to be ready, he would be upset.
Okay, and you stayed home and he provided everything?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have dinner ready when he got home?
Well, I had to maintain 2 small children.
Did you have friends that you were allowed to go see?
His friends kind of became my friends. And one of our friends, and this is going to sound bad, who ended up being my second husband, stopped coming to our house because he said he didn't like the way he talked to me. And
Wait, so you started dating one of your buddy's good friends?
I know I'm not a good person.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
I'm a bag. That's okay.
Wait, what? She started banging her boyfriend's best friend.
No, they weren't best friends.
Well, they were close enough.
Let's get this straight. They were not best friends.
Man, not anymore, they're not.
True. No one talks about divorcing a good guy. I've been divorced twice, both of which were my decision, and neither one of them were me or cheating on me. That doesn't mean there wasn't a pile of other reasons as to why we couldn't maintain a healthy relationship. People get divorced for all kinds of reasons. Maybe you don't agree on how to parent your kids. Maybe you suck at communicating and argue all the time. Maybe you don't agree on money and you have financial issues. Maybe there's no intimacy and you feel like you're living with a roommate. Those are all valid reasons to not want to stay in a relationship. And if that's you, you deserve to be happy. And I'm proud of you for taking responsibility for your happiness.
The reason why men seek loyalty more than anything else in a relationship is because we live in an age where women will initiate divorce with a good guy that has sacrificed for her and for his family. She will even admit that he is such a good guy, but that she's just not happy. She's bored. She's in a midlife crisis. Her hormones are out of whack. But what's really messed up is that she just wants to get rid of the guy that she views is in her way of getting that excitement that she wants. But the difference is that a good woman will continue to value the good virtues of a good man, even through her own unhappiness, her own boredom, her midlife crisis, and her hormonal changes. She will not make a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. And that is exactly what a good man needs.
So my wife got everything in the divorce. She left the marriage a millionaire. I left with nothing. Basically got a bag of clothes, legal issues, PTSD, depression, anxiety, bunch of debt, credit ruined, lost my career, my reputation, everything, right? She got it all and I lost it all. Seems about fair, right? And before you women ask, no, I didn't do anything to deserve it. Was I a perfect husband? No. Did I cheat? No. No. Did I try to give her everything she ever wanted? Yes. And that was the problem. She wanted more and more and more. And then I went into a depression. And as soon as that happened, boom, like a bag of trash to the curb. In fact, you know the crazy part of all this? I've been dealing with this for 4 years. About 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm done. So I made a deal to just get it over with, right? I'm just going to put all this behind me. I'm going to move. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go move with my parents for a year, put my life back together. And guess what happened? The court said no. Why? Because somebody doesn't want to let go. I've been dealing with the divorce for longer than we were actually married. And I'm going to be dealing with it for a few more years. No person should lose everything they ever worked for because of the person they married. It shouldn't happen. And yes, I was dumb. I was naive. I believed in love and she believed in evil. So if you're a man struggling, you're not alone. Okay? Just want to let you know that. This is the one crash out I'm ever going to have on social media. Hope you enjoyed it.
I ain't gonna lie, when the girls start talking about the things they won't do for a man, as far as I'm concerned, when I get my future man of God, I'm ready to cook, clean, and shut up. And it's when I get to that shut up part, they're like, why would you say that? I'm like, shh. Give me a second shot, let me explain. Back in the day, a man used to ask a woman if she was spoken for. Like, you got a man, you belong to somebody type of vibe. Well, I like to take that literally. When I say I'm ready to shut up, it's because I'm ready to be spoken for. And a lot of the women who be going to war about this, not only are they not spoken for, but their man that they're seeking is speaking for everyone but them. And that's not their fault. And also, do not shoot the messenger. I'm all for being an independent woman, but baby, I'm tired. I'm ready to be spoken for because frankly, I talk too much. Case in point, hey, did you order the large curry chicken with rice and peas, cabbage, a side of mac, extra gravy, large fruit punch, no ice? Yeah, it'll be $32.98. How are you paying? Cash or card? Card. Or, yeah, ma'am, it looks like you need a new catalytic converter, brake pads, windshield wipers, and a new car. You want to get that taken care of today? Do y'all take Afterpay? Or my least favorite. Yeah, shawty, you feel me? You look good. You smoke, you trying to kick it, you trying to kick it. I have a ready to shut up. Ask my man a guy what size tire I need. Because if you ask me, I'm going to tell you I need a medium 5W20R. And that's not right. And maybe it's just me, because I can stand alone, baby. I ain't never had a problem. However, if you are also a woman of God who is ready to shut the faith up and let her man of God be the man of God that the God has called him to be, let the church say, amen.
You want to know what scares a father going through divorce? It ain't losing money. It ain't losing his house. It ain't losing their kids. Good dad doesn't care about starting over with nothing. We'll work 2 jobs and sleep on a couch, and we'll rebuild every single thing that we lost. But what keeps us up at night is the thought of our kids being raised to believe that we don't love them, or worse, that we're not there for them. What scares us is missing bedtime stories, missing games, missing the moments that we're never going to get back. And what really terrifies us is walking into a courtroom where a stranger decides if we're fit enough to be a dad. If you're in the fight right now, you're not alone. There's thousands of dads that feel the same fear every single day. Stay steady. Keep showing up. You got this. If this hit you, double tap the screen or share it. Drop your story in the comments. I read every single comment. And share this with another dad who needs to hear it so he knows that he's not alone. And hit that follow button because we're building something great and I want you to be a part of that. You don't have to do this alone. I got you.
Baby, I'm going to tell you just like I would tell a woman. As long as you keep begging her to come back, you ain't feeding nothing but her ego. A woman that wants to be there will be there. You hear me? Don't you beg nobody. Don't beg anybody ever, ever, ever to stay with you, okay? Because that's kind of like holding on to a curse and expecting a blessing. Don't work that way. Release the curse and you can receive the blessing, okay? The blessing will come in the form of healing. And when you're ready, God will bring the woman who deserves you and the woman that you deserve, okay? Stop begging. Stop it. I love you. Be well.
I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have to work? I was honestly offended by that question because I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today, I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in, and I changed my mind. I changed my mind. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done.
Unpopular opinion. What happens whenever a man gets fed up? What happens whenever he gets tired of begging you to do certain things, when he gets tired of you accusing him, when he gets tired of you nagging him, whenever he comes to cash in on that woman that you told him that you were? You know, that one who loves him unconditionally, who's there for him, who takes accountability, who apologizes, who ain't like the rest of them. But now you acting worse than his exes. What happens whenever he's ready to move on because he's tired of being accused of things that he's not doing? He's tired of you nagging him for every little bitty thing. What happens then whenever you lose your good man because you can't see him for the good man that he is and just appreciate all of the things that he brings to the table, and now you lose him to another woman?
And you know, I'm sure she's kind of joking around. So she's kind of half serious, you know, half joking. I think there was a woman talking about regretting not marrying a traditional man. Oh man, he said, you know, after high school or college or whatever, he wanted to get married and, you know, I'd be a stay-at-home wife and da-da-da. He said, and what he did is he said, what do you think about doing this, this, and this? No, I don't want to do that. See, he gave her the option. A lot of modern women be talking about men don't give women an option. He gave you an option. He said, hey, do you want to do this? No, I want to go do this over here. And men have allowed modern women to go out there and make their decisions. Do whatever you want to do. But then when you don't want to do it, you want to come running back to the man. Oh, save me. I don't want to do any of this. It's because you're tired. And then when you have a little bit of rest, the man says, okay, yeah, cool. I'll take you in. And you have a little bit of rest. All of a sudden, 10 years later, you back to acting a fool. And you want to divorce the man. Okay, now I got my own career and I got half his money too. Y'all play these types of games and y'all wonder why men are not wanting to be in a marriage or commit to modern women anymore.